Oh,
Hey,
we're live.
hello everybody.
Hey, folks.
I should probably turn on the light.
I'm gonna turn on this light because I look creepy.
There we go. It's better.
There we go. Hey, y'all. What's going on, guys? We have a good number of initial entries, initial attendance. What's the word? Initial. I don't know. There's a lot of people hanging out from
There's
the jump.
people here already.
Normally, we don't have this many people to start, and it kind of builds as we go along. So thanks to you guys for being nice and early. You guys are so punctual. We're so proud of you.
Hey everybody. Lots of highs, hellos.
Yes, hello and hi back to everybody. Because
So why are we doing this right now?
Oh, this is the live Q&A, the live stream to celebrate 30,000 subscribers. Yay. So first and foremost, we just got to say thanks to all you guys for hanging out with us, for supporting us. It's been a real crazy year. I've had a lot of good stuff happen. We've had some bad stuff happen. But you guys have definitely helped us with the support and being there for us, and all your really kind comments. And I know sometimes there's a lot of people who say, they appreciate the support, but we talk a lot. We try to stay in really close contact with you guys, and you guys, it's like I feel like we know you. Like a lot of you I talk to a lot, and so I think we just kind of have like a little bit of a different connection. No offense to any other musician who says they're like close to their friends and their supporters, but we have a really cool relationship. So your support has really lent a lot of strength to us, and it's been very important to us, and we're just really, really thankful to all of you. And now there's like 30,000 of you, which is so crazy. Not here right now, we are 66, which even that is crazy.
Yeah.
So to think of 30,000 is just really, really, really nuts. So yes, Heretic, you guys are our bones. Get it? But yeah, so anyway, so here we are. We're gonna start picking out some of your questions. You guys are going hard, so forgive me if I have to dig for a couple seconds to find something. There's one. Dark Cloud asks, why did you start making songs and what were the struggles? So for this project, Nick and I used to play in a band together before this band, and a band before that.
Yep.
We've been, almost every band that we've done, we've kind of done together, with the exception of some stuff we did before that didn't really count.
Right.
And after our last band broke up, I swore that I wasn't going to do music anymore. It kind of was a thing that I was putting a lot of time and energy and definitely money into, and it wasn't necessarily panning out for me, and I kind of swore it off. But I was really kind of struggling to find a direction and motivation, and kind of like a reason, a purpose for kind of being around. So a lot of those initial songs were just about the struggle of me just feeling kind of like purposeless and kind of lost. And then making those songs with Nick definitely kind of really reeled me back into reality. I say a lot of times I feel like making music is how like I kind of relate and connect to the world. So when I wasn't doing that, I didn't feel like I really had a lot going on. And it helped to do it and helped me reconnect. And now, like we said, we're reconnecting to a ton of you guys, and connecting with a ton of you guys, and it's just so huge. It's really, really been helpful to me. And talking to some of you guys, apparently you guys are finding some comfort in the songs too, which is always super, super, super valuable to me. So it definitely makes it all worth it for sure. And I'm really, really grateful to all of you. You guys are beyond awesome. And it's also cool, like I said, that you're not just faceless, nameless people to us. Like we talk to you guys. I know Nick is in the Discord a little bit more than I am. We talk to you guys there. We hang out. Like, some of you guys were hanging out with me when I was streaming some Call of Duty with Unlike Pluto the other night. Like I feel like I actually know you guys, and just answering your stories and your comments and stuff that you post on our YouTube channel. You know, like there's some of you I talked to a bunch of times, so it's cool, and we're grateful for that. And I just feel I feel close to you guys in a way that's like almost kind of weird, but really, really cool. You know,
That's not weird.
Nero, yes, we can say hi, Dennis K. Hello, Dennis K. That's an easy one to do. But yeah, let's look for some other ones here.
How did you meet, or what made you two work together? We met at an electronics store we both used to work at.
We
Right?
we
Yeah.
had part-time gigs at a Circuit City that doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, like a Best Buy for people who are young, and that's how we met. And our old boss made Nick bring a guitar to work and play like in the in like the entrance to the store. Like, oh, people will think it's cool. And then actually my little sister worked with us too, and she knew I wanted to be in a band, and she was like, oh, Nick plays guitar, you should make a band with Nick. That's literally how we met.
And the first time I didn't meet you then. I met you at a house party that I was supposed to like meet the rest of the band members.
Oh yes,
Remember?
I remember that. But that
getting
was
into details. And the first thing you were doing was shotgunning a beer over a sink. That's how I remember.
It makes a lot of
how I
sense.
met you.
That makes a lot of sense. First time Nick ever met me, I was shotgunning a beer. That makes a lot of sense. I used to be like Steve Austin, just like shotgunning beers constantly.
But more importantly, what made you two work together?
I think we just have always liked the same kind of thing. I think we have a similar sense of what we like about music.
I think personally, we both knew that we wanted to be musicians, and we didn't know how. So I think we tried to figure it out together. That's still
We
what we're doing.
literally
We're still
figured
trying
it
to
out
figure.
together.
We're still trying to figure it out.
No, but that's another thing that I think makes
Like, what's
us,
the next move? What's the next thing we can do? How do we make this better?
Yeah.
How do other people do that? How do we achieve that sound?
And I think we also have
How do
some
people operate?
some
Yeah.
complementary talents, right?
Oh, for
like
sure,
he can do a ton of stuff that I can't do. I can do like three things that Nick can't do. Like I can write words and Nick can't. That's like pretty much all he
I'm
can
no
do.
good with words.
But you know, we kind of go back and forth, and you know, we complement each other well. So I think between being really close as friends and that we've spent so much time kind of figuring this out together and kind of trying to cut the work to each other in a way that we try to divide it up. So now we just kind of have a process, and I know I've become very reliant on him. There's things that he does that I wouldn't even be able to start doing. And I hope there's like one or two that I do that for Nick, you know? So that's kind of how it goes. To everybody saying congratulations on 30K, thank you. I'm not ignoring you. We really, really appreciate it. And at the same time, congratulations to you guys, because in a way, it's like we're just growing our community. We're just making more friends and, you know, meeting more people and talking. And so to me, it's like we're all getting this 30K together. You know, it's not just, you know, we're subscribing to each other as much as you guys are subscribing to what we're doing. You know, we're community, you know?
When did you write your first song?
It's a good question.
As well, not as a Graves, but like as us working together, or personally?
Well, we'll do both, right?
Okay. So by myself before I met you?
Yeah.
I got a copy of it's called FL Studio now, but it's called Fruity Loops back then. And I just wanted to make a techno song. That was it. So I made a techno song.
How old are you?
15. And just showed my mom, and she didn't understand what I was trying to do.
I wrote my first song when I was probably like 8 or 9. And it was like,
oh, really? I didn't even know
some
that.
crappy like wannabe Boys to Men R&B-ish song with like a Casio keyboard. And it was bad, and I'm glad that I wasn't capable of recording myself then, because that would have been
I would
bad.
pay good money for 8-year-old Boys to Men Brent song.
Oh no, I'd pay good money to make sure it was deleted from the internet forever. All right, let's see here. Oh, Prototype, what's good, by the way? If you guys haven't checked out Lord Prototype's art and stuff that they do, check it out, because it does some really cool like sketches and drawings and kind of like digital sketching. It's like really, really great. I really like it, so check out their stuff. But Lord Prototype asks, have you thought about a collaboration with Missio or Grandson? So so we think about stuff like that all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
it's, you guys just think about it this way, right? Like if we're, look at our social media numbers, right? And then look at like Grandsons or look at Missio's. And if we're like, hey, you know, we have 6,000 Instagram subscribers, and then we hit up somebody who has 13,000 Instagram subscribers.
Or way more than that, yeah.
It's kind of like, hey, help us, right? It's like kind of a weird thing to ask. Now, so you guys know I did shoot Grandson a message in his inbox because I felt like you guys ask us all the time. The least I could do is throw a message his way, and I'm sure he probably gets 100 million messages. I don't even know if he even saw it, right? But I did drop a message to him just to say, hey, you know, like, you know, our friends, our supporters ask us 1,000 times a day about working with Grandson. And I always said, if I told him, if you're ever around, if you're around New York, if you want to grab a cup of coffee, if you want to ever do play a show or make music, we would love to do it. So I don't even know if he even saw it, but I want you guys to know that I did do the best I could to reach out, because I think if you guys ask me that, you know, you guys are always asking me and Nick about it. Like, if you want to have it happen, we definitely want to try to make that happen for you guys. Unfortunately, we don't have, you know, we don't have that much power.
Yeah.
All I can do is send a message. I could tweet at him, and you know, that's all I can do. So same thing with Missio, same thing with Grandson. We love their music. We're big fans of both of them, and not just their music, their presentation. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, you know, like I have a lot of similar political views, and the message behind Grandson's music, I think the same way about a lot of things he thinks, you know, about the world. Amos Burb is asking what inspired Cold World. A lot of what Grandson is talking about is what inspired me to write Cold World. So, you know, if we can ever work with them, we would love to. But just remember, it's really, the ball's more in their court than it is in ours. If we get the chance, I promise we'll be all over it 100%.
Definitely.
For sure. Let's find some other one. Well, I mean, I guess let's talk about what inspired Cold World, right? I'm a person who, I read a lot about like politics and like the world and the way things go. And I don't like any of it. I think I think you guys see, I say it a lot. I think the world can be a pretty evil place. Not to get political, I'm not a big fan of our president, to say the least. Things like when I look around and I see global warming and things, you know, or I should say climate change now, right? The verbiage has changed, but just a disregard for nature, for beautiful things. I don't think people are encouraged to make art or music, which is the first line, is want to take the words you're speaking off your tongue, right? I don't think people are inspired to be writers or artists or poets. I think everything is just work, get a job for some giant company, and kind of make money and make somebody else rich and then die. And I'm not a big fan of that. So that's what Cold World was all about for me, was just me trying to put some kind of loose, ambiguous lyrics to just talking about how I think the world is kind of a mean and money driven and kind of can be a little bit of an evil place, you know? So that's what that's all about. Music favorites.
Music favorite?
Yeah, so what's your
like
favorite music?
Favorite music?
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite artist of all time would have been The Prodigy, for sure, I would say. Yeah, 8th grade Nick got a copy of the Matrix soundtrack. They had Smack My Bitch Up on it, and I was like, what is this music? How is this possible?
Yeah.
Come to find out, that was like heavy sampling.
And he's been consistent with that for
none that hasn't changed.
Every time anybody's ever asked us what's his favorite music, he's always said that. I'm like more of a little bit like, my personal favorites are things like Prince and like Stevie Wonder. I like a lot of old school soul stuff. That was like what I grew up on. Anita Baker, things like that. Now I like a lot of different stuff, but I really go in phases. But all-time favorites, Deftones is definitely up there. Stevie Wonder, Prince, like I said. I'm a big fan of this band called Death from Above 1979. They're like one of my favorite bands. Every Time I Die is like a huge, I really, really love Every Time I Die. but that's a couple to name a few, you know.
Can I have your hat? You could buy it on our merch store, this exact hat.
This is the hat from the merch store. I'm not doing that because I'm trying to sell it. I'm doing this because I don't have any of my hats because my life is in boxes. But you can actually have this hat. All right, let's see here. Any underrated smaller artists you believe need a shout out? So Matchamizing, hi, by the way. It's hard to say. I don't like to call anybody smaller than us because you don't want to sound like you're talking down to someone or being derogatory about them. I found recently I did happen upon through how Spotify does like your Discover Weekly. I happened upon this artist. They call themselves Royal and the Serpent. And I really, I've been listening to a lot of their music. I think they're really great. So that would be my answer to that question right now, Royal and the Serpent. Also, our friends used to be in a band called Young Rising Suns. They just started a new project called Camden Wells. So it's like, you're going to type it, Nick will type it in chat. But ES. But Camden Wells, yeah, that's right. So if you want to look them up, they're great. Also, what else? RH2, my buddy Dylan's band. But again, they're not smaller than us, just maybe if you haven't heard of them. But yeah, that's a thing. So those are some people. Also, Late Waves, my buddy Mike's band. They're awesome. He just got married too, so go follow him. That'll be his wedding present. But that's a couple. And of course, Saint Slumber. That's like our family. We talk about them all the time. Josh from Saint Slumber is the person he's our drummer when we play live. And of course, our buddy Dimitri goes by Modern Machines. If you like some EDM music, he's a really amazing DJ and a really great producer as well. So those are some people that we always shout out just because that's our family,
Oh, what's your favorite meme? I can answer this one for me. So in Discord, they're now making it so there's a clip of me, probably in any of our commentary videos, where I'm just staring into the camera.
So it's a meme of yourself.
But they attribute to the guy who does that thing.
Oh, like the blinking guy? Yes. Oh, yeah, that's good.
So now that you do that of me,
that's a good one.
Hilarious.
I'm big into the Woman vs. Cat right now. I follow Woman vs. Cat on Twitter and Instagram at the moment because I like the Woman vs. Cat meme. But that'll change in like 2 weeks. It's hard to do. Which of us would win in an arm wrestling contest? I think Nick right now.
I've been working.
Nick's been working out a lot, and I have not. I'm gonna go with Nick. I think Nick's in way better shape than me right now.
You have that grown man strength.
I'm naturally bigger, but Nick is in way better shape. So I don't know. We would tie. That's what we would do. Bloody Dev. Yes, we do have a Discord server. It's in the description of every YouTube video on our channel. There's a link, so you can find it there. So yes, we do have a Discord server, and there's a lot of awesome people.
Can anyone from our Discord link it for us? Because I can't do it right now.
Yeah, someone's asking here for it. Oh, Mweej is here too. Mweej, you're getting a special shout out later when we talk about this remix that's coming out, by the way, bud.
What's up, Fred?
What else do we got, guys? We can also link it. Andrew Darawana. We can put the link in this description too, but they are in most of the in the other videos too, if you want to find it. What is the reason you wanted to do music? Was there an inspiration? And if so, who made you want to do music? And thank you for saying our music is awesome, Andrew. We appreciate it. Like I said before, I just always liked making music since I was a little kid. It's like the only thing I ever really liked to do. Like I was ever really psyched about. Like I like playing sports, I like playing video games, but it was just always what I was passionate about. And as I got a little older, it became a coping mechanism for me to relieve stress and get bad things off my chest. Like writing became that to me too. So music was a way for me to kind of express what I was writing down. And it was just a way that I used to kind of deal with some of my emotional stress and get stuff off my chest, And my middle school band teacher was really instrumental in like pushing me really into music because he really drove me to like really drill down into it. And that's when I got passionate about it.
What is the question?
The question is, what made you want to do music and who made you want to do music?
What made me want to do music? I think I came at it from a purely scientific like viewpoint because like I didn't pay attention to music until I was probably almost in like 7th grade. How old are you in 7th grade?
You're like
11.
what, 12, 13?
Yeah. So I
Yeah, 'cause you're
remember
14 and
I remember people
freshman year.
always talk about like having favorite songs, and I literally was like, never really thought about having a favorite song. But, I never paid attention.
Yeah.
And then I started paying attention in like 7th grade, and then by like 8th grade, I was like, how do I make music? Literally, it was that quick, and I was just like, how do you figure it out? And that came from this really roundabout way of like, I've explained this in the other Q&A.
Yeah.
Just basically like, I can't say it quickly.
He's the kind of person that he likes to solve puzzles.
Yeah,
he likes to tinker. And and if you watch Nick, we're hopefully going to be doing these behind the beat videos. Hopefully, we'll see. We just decommissioned our own studio computer, so it may not work out. We're going to try to figure it out, but one way or another, we'll get Nick a way to kind of talk to you about how he makes music. And when you listen to Nick talk about music, it's like he's talking about math or science. Like he understands the numerical values of sound. It's for me, because I don't know any of that stuff, it's really, really cool to see. So Nick, I think, always looks at music like a puzzle. And as somebody who really likes to solve puzzles, I think that drives you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that that's a good way to look at it. Bump that question on whether or not, all right, a lot of guys are asking whether or not we will be collabing with Unlike Pluto. The short answer is yes. Me and Armand have become friends. Me and Pluto have become friends. We're cool. We talk all the time. If you guys are paying attention, you're gonna see we've been posting some posts about how we're streaming. So him and I are playing some video games together. We're gonna get Nick in on that too, where we can. We just set him up to be able to game here in the studio. So keep an eye out for that. But we've talked about making a song. I think he actually might have already kind of started working on something that we're supposed to do together. But we're definitely going to do everything we can to make that happen. He's really, really busy. We've been, busy finishing up this record cycle and stuff. So I think now is going to be the opportunity to really kind of, sit into it. Music story prompts. First of all, shout out to Music Story Prompts. They write really cool kind of creative little short written blurbs about like the visuals and the story they hear behind the songs. And I believe it's a she. She posts those things on our videos, and you should read them because they're really creative and well written and cool. But the question is, what is your favorite kind of song to create? This is gonna sound like a cop-out, but I kind of think at this point, the most fun thing for us is that now we can create an 8 Graves song. And that sounds like a very obvious thing to say, but what's cool, Andrew, thanks for hanging out. Thank you. What's the cool part about that is that it took us a long time. We've been together for doing this project for, 5 years-ish, but we've been doing other projects together for like 15 years. And I think we finally have arrived at a point that we really, really like the music that we make. There's no more experimenting. There's no more figuring it out, There's like, now we know what we're doing. We know what we want to create, and we can create something that's all of our own. And so it sounds counterintuitive, but to be able to create an 8 Graves song, now we know what we're supposed to sound like. We know what our songs are supposed to be, and that's really, really, really fun. So, sounds like a weird answer, but again, 8 Graves songs are our favorite songs to make, which is cool because that happens to be the band that we're in, and that works out pretty well.
Oh yeah.
I saw a good one. Oh, Lucy, hi, by the way, asked, do I take singing classes? I have taken singing lessons recently. I think that anybody who wants to sing, you should definitely take some lessons. There's no reason not to. There's no shame in it. I feel like people are self-conscious or they feel like they're not a good singer if they have to take classes. You should definitely take classes. Nick studies all the time, watching tutorials and reading and researching how to do mixing and stuff, right? Like you consider that taking lessons, right?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, it's self-taught.
Yeah, absorbing information and honing in on your craft.
Yeah.
And that's good for anyone who wants to improve upon anything that they're interested in.
Yeah. If you want to do something, you should be doing everything you can to get better at it, especially if you're really passionate about it. So use every resource available to you. And obviously, lessons for a singer are one that's available, and you should definitely do that for sure. What's the story behind the logo? Who asked that? That's a good question. I didn't see who asked it. I like to shout you guys out. Raina Messi. What's the story behind the logo?
Basically, it was just like a thing that. So we were trying to design the 8 Graves like full name logo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went out to Wei Jerry Chen. He does. I think he's done literally every piece of art that we've had, right? So Wei does all
Pretty
of
much,
art,
yeah.
So when we first started, Brett had come up with a concept with how he wanted the writing to go, and the artist Wei just threw the tombstone at the end. I think originally had
a cross
on it. We didn't want any religious imagery. So then he just like, oh, I'll just put a face on it. And then we're like, whoa, that's so cool. So like now 9 is just our logo.
It kind of just evolved.
And some people think it's a guy wearing a hoodie, but it's not.
Yeah, I guess I wear hoodies too much. I guess that's my fault. But it's also cool because now, 9 has become like if you go on our Discord, we have all these emojis, or he's laughing, he's got hearts. It's cool because it's kind of the whole 8 Graves with the little gravestone. That little gravestone has kind of become, we call him 9. That's what we're saying when we say that. That's kind of become like, he's kind of become his own little character, which is cool. And there's a lot of really funny iterations of him in the Discord. So you should join the Discord so you can see how hilarious they are. Natalia, I wear hoodies all the time.
Oh, 11/58/35. We're talking about that. I want to release at least some sort of like musical material, if not stems from certain songs. I was thinking actually about making just like a license, what is it, copyright free or Creative Commons?
I think it's copyright free.
Copyright free stems that I create, and it's not really particularly used in any song, but like you guys can have and just see what we come up with and then have fun.
We've talked about that a lot, where we want to get you guys an opportunity to kind of relate to the music in a lot of different ways. So that is something we want to do. Is Nick is already, I think we already booked time for you to start doing some sample stuff, right? Like, are you getting in with Rob for that?
So yeah, that's one of the things. We're going to record some drum breaks and different stuff, like things like that. Like, so in our records, I like to find percussion anywhere that I can, whether from a sample pack or creating it from some sort of like, contact library, whatever. But the next record, I want to have performances that are unique that we've recorded for ourselves. And I think I'll probably take, a couple of stems from that and release it for people to use,
So you'll have some stems that Nick made, which will be cool. Also, we're putting out, a lot of you guys have been asking for the instrumentals. So we're going to put out, I think, pretty much all the instrumentals to all of the songs that we've released. So that you'll be able to listen to those. A lot of people have asked for them, so I'll be doing that too. So yeah, we will hopefully, as we get into that, also do some of those remix contests and things like that. We should have done more of that. We've just been always we're in such a crunch for time, but we're definitely going to try to get better, and we want you guys to get involved too. Yeah. A couple people have asked, what's the most difficult part of making a song? Most difficult part of making a song? I think maybe getting started. I think it's kind of getting the guts right together, like just figuring out what it's going to be and just kind of creating the genesis of it. Because once a song is rolling, we talk a lot about, one thing we say to each other all the time is letting a song do what it wants. Right? Like, I think a song, in some ways, it'll tell you what should kind of go here, what works and doesn't work. You can like feel a natural flow of it. But sometimes just getting started. And I'll tell you what, another part of making music that's hard, that people don't give enough credit to, when you are an independent and you're not, because Nick and I both work jobs, it's about finding time.
It's so hard.
Making yourself, we say making yourself available for your creativity, which we got from this book, Big Magic, that we both read. But if you're a creative person and you fight with your inspiration a little bit, definitely listen there. But or read that, I should say. But finding time just to sit down and block up all the distractions of the world out. And if you don't have work or school or homework or studying or a room to clean or chores to do or your errands to run or you have to get all that out of the way and then sit down and find time. I think a thing that artists don't talk about enough is just finding the time. Because especially not even just for us, you know, because we both work 60 hours a week and then do music. So for us, it's hard. But even as a person who's just doing music, you don't have to just be a musician anymore. You're a musician, you're your own, you might create content, whether it be videos or photos. You might be a photo editor or video editor. You might be a graphic designer to a degree. You're a social media manager. You're answering your own email. Like, even if you're a musician full time, there's still a lot of work that is outside of just the making music that you have to do. So I think finding the time is something that people don't talk about enough. It's definitely really hard. Fushigi, excuse me if I'm saying that wrong. Fushigi, right? That's how I would say that. I think the instrumentals are.
Yeah, I have to do that.
I think the instrumentals are coming like.
Well, no. So I think it's. Oh, okay. I thought it was like the track stuff. Okay.
No, I think the instrumentals are coming like that. They supposedly were the end of the year, but I think they might be early next year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping either December or January we're gonna get them out. So you guys know. So you guys know, whenever we release something, whenever we put it out, it's always in the hands of the distributors as well. So even if we submit a song today, it's not going to come out for 5 weeks. Like if we had a new song, we put it we registered it today, it doesn't come out for 5 weeks. So we're always a little bit behind, you know. Let's see here. Oh, any tours coming?
We always try to get stuff going. It's very difficult though.
So we did our release show, which some of you guys might have come to. A couple people came out. That was really awesome. We did well. The way it works is most shows are now run by really big companies. If you guys have gone to shows recently, your ticket probably said Live Nation on it, right? So it's not like it used to be where I could just kind of send some emails and send some songs to like bars and venues and then like be like, hey, we want to play. You do kind of have to have kind of an in, I guess. And also you have to have history. So we're trying to get that history first. So ideally, you know, when you first start touring and you first start trying to make the rounds, you have somebody who's headlining, right? Like it's their tour and you're kind of supporting. That gets you around, you know?
I mean, that's in our shoes though, because we have no major label, we have no budget. This is all purely on like merit connections and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing, right? So we don't have all of that stuff. So if we say, hey, we'd love to be the support for, you know, who's a person that I like Kay Flay, right? Like I love Kay Flay. I'd love to open for her on tour, but so would everybody else. And so if there's 3,000 people asking to get on that tour and they all have connections, they all have a booking agent, they all have a big label behind them, and we don't, someone's going to call in a favor and we're not going to get that spot. So it's just tricky trying to break through and get into that world without having somebody you know, kind of do us a favor to a degree.
But we're trying and we make progress all the time. So, and
the more we grow, the more it gets harder to say no, right? They see 30,000 subscribers, they see, you know, that number becomes 50, if that number becomes 100, and, you know, Instagram becomes 10 or 15 or 20,000, you know, it gets harder to say no as we grow. So if we continue to grow, it definitely will happen. So, you know, just stick with us. And we always say it's a lot of it's on you guys, you know, like if you guys are sharing, you're showing 2 of your friends and they become, you know, supporters of us as well, that's really huge for us. And the more that we grow and the more supporters that we have and the more people we have pulling for us, which you guys do such an awesome job of, like literally all of the growth that we have is because of you. I mean, you've already gotten it as far as it has. We don't do it, right? Like we're not emailing people one at a time. You guys are showing your friends. We get messages all the time. I showed my girlfriend, I showed my boyfriend, I showed my best friend, I showed my cousin, I showed my, right? And that's how we grow. So you guys are helping us with that. You guys are awesome. So thank you for everything you do. And with you guys continuing to do that, hopefully we'll be able to get on tour and we'll be able to do that.
This question from Lucy. She asked, How does your live show look like? I love you, but you use a bit of tune on your voice.
Mhm.
Do you sing with pure voice or adding something on stage? So live, you don't have any tuning at all.
No.
It's just reverb and delay.
Yeah.
EQ compression.
I don't tune anything live. And even in the studio when we record songs, Nick really he cracks the whip on me a lot. Like he'll just like, no, do it again, no, do it again, no, do it again. Like we try to make it so that the little bit of tuning you do in your production, because you know, everything you hear, you see all these stupid things about like, oh, auto tune, this person uses auto tune. Hey man, everything you've ever listened to that was done after like 1989 probably has some type of auto tune on it. Now everything is not T-Pain, it's not, you know, but like,
oh my God,
most stuff has tuning on it. So like we do.
I can't wait to see that clip circle around.
Oh God, that's gonna be a meme. But we do try to get it as close as we can. We try to make it so that I'm not getting too much help. We want it to be like my voice. And honestly, when it doesn't sound like me, I get upset. Like if there was a couple of times we're doing something, I'm like, that doesn't even sound like me. I don't like that, you know? So,
yeah.
Amos Burb asks, are you guys considering making an official music video for a song? We actually have been reaching out to a couple people about doing one. One person in particular that I think we kind of want to work with. We'll see how it goes. But we are thinking about doing another one. It's always the hard part is money. Videos are really expensive. The last music video we did for Two Wrongs cost me about $6,600, and I paid that like
out of your pocket.
Out
in pocket.
Swipe the debit card. So it's hard to find the money for it. But we've been doing a little bit better. We have some stuff around, so we're going to definitely. We
have a lot of ideas for music videos, though. I have a couple of VR music videos that I want to do too.
That would be sick. I didn't know about that. I'm learning about that too, guys. That's cool.
Yeah, I have some cool ideas. I actually want one that experiences like a video game. And there's like what are they called? QTE? What's it called?
I don't know.
Quick
time
event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, like.
And the music kind of loops until you actually get the thing right, and it goes on to the next part of the song. I have this like whole like thing.
Guys, don't tell anybody about this idea. Okay, this is our idea. If any of you steal it, I'm gonna be super upset.
I know people that do VR programming, so.
And Amos, the follow-up question, it's always about like, you know, we have had people that reached out and they kind of wanted to do something for free. The two things is, I don't know if you guys have noticed from our other talks, but I always really hate taking money from people for nothing. And in a way, taking your time is taking your money. And also there's a quality thing too. Like we've had some people that reach out and they want to do it for free, and we really appreciate their enthusiasm, but we also want to make something that's like super awesome. And sometimes that costs a little bit of money. So we're trying to figure out ideas that we can do a little bit of, you know, a little bit of both. But I'm not a big fan of taking people's time or energy or money for free. And I think that people have asked us to do that. And if you're a creative person who's in this chat, don't let anybody tell you that you can do something for exposure. No. If you do,
you can't pay your bills with exposure.
Exactly. If you do something and you're good at it and you work hard at it, get paid to do it, you know, and it's important. We really want to push that message around, because like I think all creative people are taken advantage of, and I dislike that. If you're a creative person, get paid for it. You work hard, you're good at what you do, then you go and you do it, and you get paid for it. Don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't be paid for doing things, because otherwise they could do it by them damn selves.
So I'm not sure if it's Daniel or Danielle, because there's an E after it, so forgive me, but it looks like Daniel Bonadou. It says, what synth plugins do you love to use the most? Love the sound of Numb. So specifically, yes, first of all, thank you. Numb was a very roundabout way to get some of the sounds, because I never like hearing the synth. Like I don't like just getting a patch and just using it and be like, okay, well that's clearly Serum, or that's clearly whatever, like Massive. So the lead sound and most of the textures in Numb, besides like the live performance stuff, guitars and whatnot, is actually Ableton's operator, just the pure sine wave, going through distortion. And then I use like this like it's like a retro VHS plugin thing that like makes it all wobbly. And then because it made it so dull, I just like cranked the treble on like one of the EQ things I have. So it's, and also I use this thing called it's Melda Productions. I think I actually mentioned them in the last
You
Q&A.
did. You did.
So Melda Productions, I think it's called Melda Audio. They have a plugin that's called Unison. I don't know how they do it, but it allows you to make polyphonic sounds out of one input of like a single note. So I use it to like make a super saw sound that you could normally easily achieve with like a normal synthesizer by detuning, multiple oscillators. But this thing, it was a very roundabout way. So it had like a lot of different characteristics to it that I liked. That wasn't the same as just using a super saw,
I don't know what any of this means either, guys.
I always try to like get to a sound by not starting or the way that people normally get there. I just like to do weird shit and make it work.
But that's why we definitely want to try to set up some, and maybe you guys can input on this too, set up some type of way to get you guys who are producers or want to learn a little bit about that, like in touch with the way that Nick produces stuff, because I can say safely that he's really, really brilliant, and he knows what he's doing. And he's learned everything himself. And I know he gets excited about sharing that information. So if we do have
talk forever on it,
100%. Yeah. So you guys, who are producers, who are trying to get into learning how to make music and want to learn little tips and tricks, it would be really cool to give Nick that opportunity to share that with you guys. So if you guys have ideas about what the best way to share that information would be, definitely let us know, because we're always listening to what you guys say. We always
also our Discord has a music production channel.
It does. That's actually a really good point.
And people post songs they're working on, and like I'll comment on it. And
yeah,
it's cool to hear people starting out with music and trying to create a song, because it's always so funny, the process. Saying, okay, I'm going to start making songs. What a wild choice to do in your life. There's no cut path. There's no like assembly line thing you just stand on and just automatically arrive to your destination. It's like, it's a lot of head scratching, a lot of trial and error, a lot of getting feedback,
a lot of roadblocks,
frustration, and things just, you have to tune your ear to kind of decipher what you're listening to. And then it's just great to see, because I remember when I was starting out, I mean, I think I have an infinite way to go too. Like, I don't ever want to stop learning.
Oh, you get better all the time.
Yeah, but it's really cool to see you guys, as supporters and fans of our music, show the music of your own and then ask questions to each other. And I'll come in and I'll chime in, and, I listen to, like, I have a program that I have to download the links that you put in so I can listen to it. And I literally have a folder of all of your guys' tracks, like in the different iterations.
Yeah,
it's cool. I like having it.
If you guys know Coder from Discord, I actually bought a copy of his CD. I want to listen.
It's actually really sick.
He did a great job. It's like kind of that 80s synthwave vibe that I'm like really into.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah, sure. I love that stuff. So I was like, this is awesome. So I bought one of his CDs. So we do listen to the stuff you guys send us. And if you guys have music production questions, you can always hop into Discord, go to the music production channel. And not only will Nick be there to help you, but we also have a lot of other people that might have the answer for you too. There's other really talented producers in our Discord already. So
can someone link the Discord again?
I think he just did. Prototype just
thank you.
Yep, it's in a Prototype is linked it a couple times. So if you scroll around, you'll see it. The Discord link. Ice Creams ask, okay, here is a question. What is the weirdest, scariest fan you have ever encountered? So we don't really have that. I gotta say.
So now, because we have the layer of the internet having keep us distant, it's like, messed up to say.
But 8 Grays fans, everybody is like, first of all, I always say we don't have fans, we have friends, right? Like, you guys are our supporters.
Yeah, so is 8 Graves, like, no one's like weird.
No, and if you click around our Discord, if you click around the comments on our YouTube page,
time to be the first.
Yeah, let's get weird. Let's get weird. Everybody has been so nice and so cool. And sure, sometimes people will ask us, the questions will get a little dark sometimes, maybe, but I think that's by nature of the songs and the lyrics. And I don't think of that as weird. I think that that's a pretty logical question. If somebody, like, I've had people ask me about, whether or not I've ever self-harmed, or, we've had some people talk to us about like some suicidal thoughts or things like that. And I think other people would look at that as maybe what would be weird. For us, I think it's natural because it kind of goes with what I talk about a lot in our songs. And I'm happy that people get to share that with us. And that they feel that the community is a place that's safe for them to talk about it and get those things off their chest. Now, the hard part about that is, unfortunately, if you listen to our songs a little more closely, I don't have the answers to how do you feel better? How do you, like, I tend to be sad. I struggle with those things myself. So we always try to refer people to, their friends and family and counselors or hotlines, or, people who have professional resources. I think that when people ask what's a weird thing, I think that's normally where they're trying to make me go. So I always want to be really clear about the fact that I don't think that that's weird. We don't think that that is strange. That doesn't bother us. It bothers us because we wish we could be more helpful personally. And we are obviously not qualified to handle that. We are musicians. We are not counselors. We are not, and clearly I struggle with a lot of that stuff myself. So I don't always have the answers. But yeah, that's, other than the stuff getting a little dark, I think sometimes that weirds people out. It doesn't weird me out at all. It doesn't really weird Nick out that much. But I think that's other people see that and they think that's a little suspect. For us, that doesn't, that's not a thing. And we're happy that people feel safe to express those feelings with us, and that they trust us, and not just us, it's you guys too. Like, a lot of times I pop in the Discord and somebody might have mentioned something like that, and there's so many people supporting them and being there for them. And that's so awesome to us. Like, that is, to me, the most beautiful thing about what we've got going on here is, maybe we have some people who are sad, maybe we have some people who are feeling a certain type of way, but we're all here to support each other. And I think that that's really, really beautiful. I think it's really, really awesome. Ivy, you asked a question earlier. Hi, by the way, I haven't talked to you in Discord in a few. Cold World Hoodie. What do you want to do? Like the girl with the butterfly over the mouth thing, or what is it? A girl, or a guy? I forget.
It is a woman.
A woman?
Yes.
Like that whole graphic, we could talk about maybe doing that. Maybe we'll put that up on a poll and see what we think.
We're definitely doing the RIP hoodie though.
We're definitely doing
the
the RIP
hoodie, but RIP.
I think we might do hoodies too. We're gonna see. We might do hoodies too, but we're definitely doing the RIP album art as like a full print, full thing.
Coffin, 8 graves.
Yeah, so it'll be awesome. Yeah. Okay, here's a good question. Clayton Ray asks, how do y'all feel about channels exposing you to a larger audience but getting most of the traffic, like Mr. Suicide Sheep? I found many artists through them, but I wish the artists got the traffic. So Clayton, that's a good point. A lot of people bring that up. For us, where the traffic goes, really what that's about is a price tag, right? If somebody listens on our channel, we make 0.003 of a cent per whatever, right? So really the only advantage of having people listen on our channel are two things: is making a little bit of money, which is not that important to us. And two is like being able to be like, well, look, this video has X million views, but I'm like, if you really want to know how many people have heard our song, you can just look at the numbers on Sheepy's channel. You can look at the numbers on Keto's channel. You can look at the numbers on our channel. And it's just as easy as a simple addition, right? So we are always super, super thankful to them for giving us the platform. It doesn't bother us. It doesn't upset us. We're not.
Honestly, it's like has helped us.
No, I don't think we're anywhere near where we are without Sheepy's help.
Without a doubt.
Same thing with Keto. Same thing with Valiant. With Uncovered. With Night Blue. With all of Cloud Kid is a huge. Gary from Cloud Kid, that's like, he's our day one. Cloud Kid was like the first person to really repost our songs.
We were so excited.
Yeah. So again, we're super, super excited about all of that, and we don't mind it. It doesn't bother us. And then the people who hear us on Sheepy's channel a couple times and like all the songs that they hear, normally they do come over and they give us a sub. That's where a lot of that stuff comes from. So maybe we don't earn it on the first time, but if we we show up on the same channel a couple times, most of the time people will be like, all right, you got me. You know what I mean? And yeah, there you go. Daisy Taylor says she came here from Valiant Heroic. Exactly. Like that's a big they're huge for us, and we're super thankful to all of them for being so supportive. We consider those people our friends. Like we wouldn't be here where we are without them, you know. Let's see here. Let's grab some other stuff. Do you have a process to creating your lyrics, or is there not really anything specific? I've done so many different ways. I used to slap Post-its all over my walls with lines. That was real weird. I looked like a serial killer. Or if you guys watch Always Sunny, you know when Charlie gets the job in the mailroom and he's like putting the pins with the string, like that was me writing lyrics. Now I just kind of just do most of it in my head.
We're very much more relaxed, much more relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're more relaxed from making music now. It's like we're not so worried about it anymore. We're kind of like just open, and like it just took a while to figure it out.
And it's also like a lot of that's you guys, right? So like even with Cold World coming out, because Cold World is very different, and Nick, that was like Nick's baby, and I was like, you want to make the song, we're making the song. And if you guys have listened to it, you know it's a little different than some of our other stuff. That gave me anxiety releasing it. And then it goes out, and I'm answering all the comments on YouTube, and all you guys are so supportive. You guys are all like, this is really different, but it's really cool. You know, so often you see people who are like, this isn't like your other songs, that's lame. But you guys are so open to what we do. And I think that's a big reason that we feel relaxed and that we feel comfortable creating and doing what we do, because we have so much support from all you guys. It's like so good, you know? Yeah, for everybody who's asking the meaning of different songs, because I'm obviously not going to get to the meaning of like, what do we have, like 20 songs?
But we have it in the commentary.
Yeah, if you go through our channel, there's the commentary videos, and they give like a quick glance over of what the songs mean. So if I don't get to your question, I don't want you to think that
this is a good one.
That's me ignoring you.
Duashish Sanwani. He asks, what were your opinion about each other when you first met each other?
That's a really good question.
So my whole life I've always been in my own world, in my own head. I never really did anything like social until like my mid-20s probably, or like early 20s. So when I first met you, I go to this big giant house party. It's going crazy. And I'm like, I'm come here, come with my guitar, ready to make music. And Brent's hunched over a sink, shotgunning a beer. And I was like, what did I get myself into? Was not a part of that. I'd never been around that. And I was like, I don't know what to think of this individual. You were wild, son. You were wild.
Way off the rails.
Yeah.
I definitely, but it's funny because I think I was super wild. And when I first met Nick was like completely aloof, like so out there. You were like a hippie.
So go to any of our commentary videos and just watch me when I'm not talking. That's how I was 24/7.
All the time. Just like observing.
Every time.
And I'm very like, you know, like I'm very like active and like just super loud and crazy. And back then I still do, but like I like to party, you know, and again, when I say that I don't do drugs. I've never done drugs in my life. I've never even smoked a cigarette, but I like to drink here and there and get nuts and have big dance parties and, you know, whatever. And I was always very like crazy and wild, and Nick was like so subdued. And now I've kind of come down a lot, and Nick has come kind of up a lot. And now me and Nick are like really, really similar. But when we first met each other, we were like polar opposites.
The only thing that we knew is that we wanted to make music, and that we both liked to watch Inuyasha.
We did both like to watch Inuyasha and Death Note.
And we were both very poor.
And we both like Ghost in the Shell.
Yes, that's true. I forgot about that one too. So
and the Matrix.
Yeah.
So there we go. But yeah, that's a good one. Is Nick still a workaholic? Yes.
Yep, I am.
Nick is very regimented, like your typical day.
Wake up at 6 a.m., leave by 7 a.m. to get to work by 8 a.m., and then work until 4 p.m., get home by 5 p.m., eat dinner for about 30 minutes, work out for an hour, relax for another 30, and then go into the studio, and then maybe play an hour of video games with you at night sometimes, every once in a while, and then go to sleep and repeat that every single day.
If I have two things on my to-do list in a day, I will melt down. I can't I can't be structured, or he's like the opposite thing, you know, he's like completely different. So, polar opposites in that sort. Nick is definitely a workaholic.
I mean, you are too.
I mean, I work a lot, but my job is I draw pictures for a living.
On human flesh.
Yeah, but that's the same. My life's easy. Nick works really hard. I kind of goof off all the time. But yeah, that's definitely a thing. Nick.
Wait, if someone's saying that your left, my left brain, what's left? Is that creative?
I never can keep that straight.
Like we're just different hemispheres of the same brain.
So yeah, we combine, we combine, make one fully functioning brain.
Pretty much. Oh, right is creative. Okay.
Oh God, I hate. So it says Jenna. I hope it's Jenna Rodriguez. What's your favorite musical genre? I don't know, man. I don't know. I
have two. I have two.
You like what that London bass? What is it called?
London bass.
UK bass. UK bass.
UK bass. Yes.
That's what he likes.
Which is like anything that comes out of the electronic music scene from the UK. And then I also like listening to renditions of video game OSTs, original soundtrack. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what it is.
I don't really have a favorite genre. I just like bass. I don't know what the hell shit's called. This is why. See, this is the complementary talents, people. I don't like any genres. I like songs. Like I'll listen to metal, like I like Rings of Saturn, or I'll listen to Stevie Wonder. But I don't like all soul music. I don't like all metal. There's very few genres that I'm like really, really about. You know, unknown. Did you guys use music to cope with any problems you guys might have?
Yeah, I mean, you for sure.
Oh, for me, yeah. I was gonna let you go first because I'm gonna ramble on.
I don't know. I mean, it really depends. If I'm like good in life, then music is just a complete like puzzle I need to solve. It's just like a fun thing that I get to do. And I'm fortunate enough that I'm able to expand and touch music beyond 8th grade as well, because I really like to do all sorts of things, you know. I really like to express, like I've always had this desire to get 8th grades to a certain sound that I have in my mind, which I don't even know exactly if I know exactly what that sounds like. But so there's that aspect. But if my life is, and luckily my life has been pretty good so far.
Because you work hard and does the right thing.
If it's not, then music is definitely an outlet for me. It's always something that if I can accomplish even the smallest task in music, whatever it is, it like is a positive reinforcement to myself. So that's a coping mechanism for sure, or at least gets me back on track. So like when I'm on track, it's very transparent to me. When I'm off track, I notice that I need to do it, or if I've been neglecting it in some way. So it kind of brings me back.
And for me, when I was young, my folks split up. I have 4 brothers and sisters and a single mother. So for me, I didn't have a lot of like FaceTime in terms of like trying to get my problems off my chest or really having people to talk to all the time. It was kind of like keep your head down and just do what you needed to do and to help. So writing became a huge, just writing words became a huge thing to me. And then as I got older and I started to make music, I started to get into playing music and singing and stuff like that. It became something that I don't even think I realized how much I relied on it. But I definitely rely on it for a positive, constructive way to relay and release my negative emotions, so it's really, really, really important to me. Ivy,
yes,
yes,
I'm glad you noticed
Ivy,
that.
Can we get a compilation video of this stream for funny moments and most meaningful things said? We actually want to start doing a lot of stuff like that. Nick and I have been talking all this stuff we're doing in 2020. Someone's following us around with a camera. Because we don't get to tour and stuff like that. We don't get to see you guys face to face. We think it's important to try to give you guys a little bit of a view into who we are and feel like you know us, because we feel like we know you. So we want you to have that same feeling. So we're going to start trying to give you a little bit more of that content of just us hanging out, not always so, specific and structured and, whatever. So we're going to try and do more of that, Ivy, for sure. Oh, Lee, what's good? Listen from Love Automatic. What's good, man? Good to see you in the stream.
Buddy.
What's our favorite moment that came from making music? Wolf, that's a pretty good question, man. I don't know that I could single any one out. I mean, I remember when we were really young, we played like Bamboozle one year. It's like this festival that they had, and we played for like way too many people. Like we played for like 3,000 people or something. That was weird.
That was sick.
But sometimes it's not just the monumentous big things. It's like little moments in which like I remember Nick and I played a show in Boston. Was that this year? Last year?
It was this year.
It was this year?
Right?
Beginning of this year?
Yes.
We were up in Boston the beginning of 2019 to play a show with our friend Lane. That's Layne if you want to look her up. Her music is really awesome too. When we were like literally up in Boston, we stayed in like a shitty like Red Roof Inn or something, and I remember that night like just going to sleep.
I think it was a Radisson.
Was it? I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't that nice. But I remember going to sleep that night and just being
dude,
like,
our hallway was outside.
It was freezing cold. It was freezing.
In Boston, you leave your door, you exit your room
to outside,
and you're outside.
They had
to go to the bath, well, not the bathroom, but to do anything in the hotel, you walk outside.
They had a pool. It was great. It was freezing. But you lay down at night and you're like, yo, I'm in Boston right with my band. It's the same thing when we went to LA in February, and it was the same thing. Just like sometimes you just have a moment of clarity where you're like, I'm really doing this, and I'm really doing this because I make music, and
we haven't stopped.
Yeah, and those are always really fun. You would think it's going to be some big crazy thing. Most of the time, it's like I remember one of my favorite moments this year was when we were in LA. We went to this like really cool little sushi spot, and it was me and Nick, and then Josh from Saint Slumber that plays drums for us, and our manager who's also one of our best friends. His name's Mike, and the four of us just sitting eating sushi, and it was mad delicious.
That sushi was so good.
And I remember that was like a moment where I was just very at peace. I was just very happy. And
was that post or pre-show?
That was
right?
Post, I believe. Yeah. We didn't have to play our show anymore. Yeah. It was already done, and we were like literally just hanging out. Actually, it was pre because that was when we went down to the beach and everything.
Oh,
so I think it was the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I think you think those moments would be some big thing. Sometimes it's just about hanging, and just reveling in the fact that you're doing what your dream is. I saw somebody earlier ask me, we want to make music a full-time career. Like that's obviously the goal, and that would be a dream. That's literally our dream. It would literally make our dream come true. So we're just going to keep pushing for it, Let's see what we got. Oh, well, we were considered coming to Europe one day. That kind of ties into what I was just saying, right? That's Koal Gaming. So just being in LA for music stuff, to play a show and to have meetings and stuff was so surreal. I think if I flew across the Atlantic Ocean to play a show, I'd be freaking out. So yes, we would love to come to Europe. Anywhere that we can go, we would love to. But again, it's just about having the opportunity, someone asking us to go. Obviously, I can't just, we don't have money to just pay for ourselves to just go to Europe. It has to be somebody who's willing to take us and pay us a daily rate or whatever, or we have to be able to make money at the shows to pay for plane tickets and renting gear, and so it's a thing. But if we could ever do that, that would be, if we got an offer to show in Europe, I'd be freaking out because I've never been to Europe.
I have never been.
So it would be really, really cool.
It'd be pretty surreal.
No, that would be like a wow moment, So so hopefully, and all you guys saying that, we deserve to be able to do that stuff and whatnot. That's, thank you. I say all the time, we want to keep trying to push forward, and when we feel tired or weak or defeated, the support that you guys give us and not wanting to let you guys down definitely goes like a long way, for sure.
You've said it a bunch of times, but like, I just want to say that all you guys are so awesome.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, I just look at this chat and everyone's just saying how much they confide in our music, how much they connect to it, that it's pulling them out of a bad spot, or that they're in the bad spot and it's helping them currently, or that you guys think we're awesome. You guys want to start a GoFundMe page for us to help all this stuff. Like, you think we're underrated. It's like, damn. Like, I'm so focused. I mean, everyone knows this, but like just now, it took me an hour during this live video for me to be like, damn.
We're talking to people that are
like,
just here because they support us.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's
it's
cool,
it's
man.
definitely not lost on us. And we, I know everybody's always like, oh, I just have the best fans, the best friends. I love them. No, we have the best. You guys are awesome. And we don't have fans. Like I always say, we don't have fans. We have friends. And we really think of you that way. And just to reiterate, we just really we love that. Hayes1 asks, who designed our pick? If you're talking about like our art in general, mostly everything that we post is done by our friend Wei Jerry Chen. We have links to his website and all of our videos. He's a really, really brilliant graphic designer. If you already follow him on Instagram, you should check out his Instagram, check out his website. He's always making really cool stuff. So, and Wei is like a part of our team. We just really trust him and love working with him.
We have an awesome team. We have awesome fans. Like, 2020 is gonna be so lit.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird to think about.
Like, I wake up in the morning and I get so excited to just get the next thing done, just to push everything forward.
Yeah.
Like, that's me talking as me personally, as a person who wakes up in the morning in their bed, just like, can't wait to go to work, to get home, to start working on something, talking to Brent about the next thing that we want to do, and just being excited that we're on the same page. And the good vibes between us is synergistic with the vibes that you guys give us and the team that's around us that wants to be a part of it. Like,
yeah,
that's so cool, man.
Yeah,
I just said that, but
it's just weird.
Really cool.
It's just it's weird to think about. We've been doing this for a long time, and
I'm just like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, it definitely pushes. And again, we talked about this a little in the last live stream, but like, I had a pretty weird year. I lost my apartment because my ceiling collapsed and I didn't really have a place to live for a while, and then my stuff all had to go in boxes, and I quit my job of 13 years because I had some bad situation going on there. And if I didn't have your guys' support, I wouldn't have been able to keep going. So it really, really does mean a lot. And I know everyone says that, and I don't mean to discredit every other musician ever, but I think you guys can tell with the way that we try to interact with you guys and comment, respond to all the comments on YouTube and all that stuff, that it really does mean a lot to us. Again, guys, the Discord, Daniel, you're asking about what is the Discord. There's a link in the chat already if you haven't seen it. And if not, there's a link in the description of literally every video on our YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's on our channel itself, right?
Yeah, maybe even.
Yeah.
All right, so somebody asked Snowball or Twinkie, and now Snowball or Snowman. I don't think I could eat a whole snowman. We're not big like junk food. I don't think I could eat a
whole snowman. That's a food?
It's a Hostess snack cake. A snowball is a marshmallow covered with coconut, or a cake covered with coconut with marshmallow.
I have never heard of that.
This guy. We're not big junk food eaters. I'm the kind of kid that on Thanksgiving I have dinner, and then when they put out the pies and cakes, I have dinner again. I'm a savory guy. I like salty. I like meat and potatoes. I'm a salt of the earth man, or some shit.
Salt of the earth?
Isn't that a thing? That's
I've heard of fat of the land.
That's a Prodigy record.
But it's also a saying.
But that's not the same thing.
It's also a saying.
But yeah, that's a thing. And see, Bible verse. Thank you, Neo. Neo, I'm gonna like chat to you in like green matrix, like turn around, walk out of your cubicle, just because of that. But yeah, I know.
Mario or Legend of Zelda?
Oh, we're both Zelda.
For sure.
Yeah, we're both Zelda.
I mean, my dude is Mario for sure.
Yeah, we're both. Is it my head blocking the Zelda? Is this Zelda painting off the wall?
Yeah,
we took it off the wall.
But can I show on the show?
Oh, this is real nerdy. We're gonna have like 10 people drop out of the stream after this.
Viewer count about to go down real quick. Look at this.
Yeah,
right here.
There's a master sword for you. How about that, guys? So we're definitely Zelda folk around these parts. Someone types aquarium types. See ya. That's awesome. So yeah, we definitely have that. Bloby Fay de Boule. Oh, that's some French right there. Thank you for that comment. And I speak a little French too. So if you comment on our YouTube videos in French, I try to answer them in French. Just don't make fun of me when my French is really, really bad, because I'm not that good at it. Je parle un peu. I mean, I don't even know how to say the rest of it. Not that good. Yeah, there we go. BC Hellebore asks, are we planning on collabing with other big YouTubers? So yes, I think I've kind of been trying to find some people that actually, maybe this isn't just a YouTube thing, but I want to try to find some people that I could do some streaming with. A lot of you guys have said that you want to like hang out while I play some video games, or Nick plays some video games. We set up our Twitch channel. You know, I think we've been talking about maybe Mixer or Twitch. I think we're gonna probably stick with Twitch for a little. Yeah. But I do want to connect with some streamers and start playing some games. I want to get better at video games, so I want to get into that.
Dude, you're so good at video games.
I want to get better at
Dude, when we play Borderlands, you're just like, oh, this gun is better because of this stat, and you have this proc and this roll. I'm like,
yeah, I know when stuff rolls good, man. I know when you get.
I'm like, give it to me. I'll shoot it and see if it's good.
No, I'm like, yo, you got a dastardly Maggie. Well, they always roll the same. That's a bad example.
See, like, what the?
Yeah, you know, I'm also like chomping at the bit for Diablo 4. It's like 18 months away probably, but I'm gonna stream. So, I would definitely like to get in with some other streamers. And I think me and Unlike Pluto have decided that Tuesday night's gonna be our night. So
I'm glad you found a friend on Tuesday nights.
Like, I don't play video games with him every night practically.
But we don't stream together.
Can we even do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a way. I got to figure it out.
Well, we're gonna be playing, and I'm gonna make Nick download The Forest so you can watch us be scared as hell when we play.
We're gonna play The Forest.
We're gonna play The Forest. I already downloaded it. Martis, Rust, I haven't played yet, but I've been thinking about it. I'm actually looking into that. A lot of people I like gamer reviewers that I like said that Rust is really dope, so I'm gonna check into that. And I like kind of like the roughshod survival thing. I'm like into that a lot.
It's crafting.
I like crafting too. I told you I like Don't Starve Together.
Right? Yeah, that's what The Forest has.
He hates Don't Starve Together. I like Don't Starve Together.
I don't like rogue games. That's why.
I like it.
Because I'm a wimp.
I'm gonna do it. Pineapple on pizza from Ray. All right, so this is French. It's rebou. Otherwise, it's rebooze. Pizza on pineapple. I think you mean pineapples on pizza, because I don't think you could put a whole pizza on a pineapple. That'd be hard to eat. But a pineapple on a pizza?
Is a slice of pineapple with sauce, cheese, and pepperoni?
I like pineapple on pizza. I don't know if he does. He doesn't really eat pizza that much.
No, that's disgusting.
I like pineapple on pizza.
I mean, like, I'm okay with the sweet and savory things.
I also like mango in my sushi, and he's like, every time we order sushi and there's mango, and he's like,
I like
yours.
Mango sushi.
Okay, so there we go. I like mango on my sushi.
But we get the butterfly roll. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the pink soybean paper with the
good one.
The new Nicholas Thick. What do I think about the new Star Wars? If you're talking about Fallen Order, I haven't played it yet, but I'm thinking about downloading it. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to play it on my computer or on my PlayStation. But I'm going to try that soon, so maybe I'll stream some of that. And Mysterious, Don't Starve is real hard, but I made it 230 something days once. So
what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, I was crafting my ass off.
I made it to like day 48 or something.
Because you have to get a good map. If you get a good map, then it's easy. You got to be close to Beefalo so you can get the fertilizer.
Beefalo who?
Don't worry about it.
Beefalo.
Beefalo, man. Anyway. Ivy, unsubscribe. Amos, I like Mass Effect 1 and 2. I didn't like, what's it, Andromeda or whatever. I thought they botched it. I didn't like the latest one. So, and Raina, thank you for hanging out. We appreciate it. But yeah, so favorite Halo. Well, it's got to be the first one.
I never played any of the Halo
Wolf,
series.
The first one for sure. Yeah. And Daniel, Rainbow Six. They're a little slow for me, and I'm not a big FPS person. I like looter shooters, like I like Borderlands. I like things where you can gear characters and level up and skill trees. Like I'm like more my gaming taste lies more in the RPG world and less in the like I play Call of Duty with Pluto because he likes to play first person shooters and he's real good at them. He had a game. We played Call of Duty Tuesday. He had like 38 kills in a game.
What a beast.
Yeah, he's pretty good. So yeah, but
oh wait, so this,
like sorry, Dermoti,
yeah.
like Fallout. Fallout's like one of my favorite franchises.
So the name and the logo, we should say that because that's been copy pasted.
Okay, so where the name and the logo came from?
Yeah.
So 8 Graves, Nick and I had been doing music together for a long time.
You'd think we'd get better at describing this because we've answered
It's
this so many times.
It's the most roundabout answer,
Yeah.
but it's just how it goes.
Yeah.
But we've made music a lot of times. We've done a lot of different projects, and we've always said that we felt like we've had like a lot of musical lives, and when your project ends, it's a big loss. It's like grieving for it, and you know, in a way, it's kind of like it dies. So we say we've had eight musical lives, and that in which we've died. You know, we're on our 9th live. It's like kind of like the cats have 9 lives things. So we've had 8 tries and we've had 8 graves, and now we're on our last one. And that's why the grave in 8 graves. So I saw somebody ask that. That's why we call it 9.
That's the last one.
That's the last one.
The last life.
It's also why my playlist on Spotify that I curate for you guys is called The 9th, because eventually, when I'm not making music anymore, what I'll just be is a fan and just a supporter of music, and that would be the 9th grave. So the songs that I have on there, that's the stuff that I would listen to if I was just a fan of music, for sure. All right, here's a good one because I have a really good answer to this. Unholy Waters asks, what's the funniest moment you have ever had that you can remember? Okay, I don't know if you even thought this was this funny, but with our last band, it's called Love Automatic, we went out to Los Angeles to record a record, and the squirrels there were this big. They're huge.
They were the size of like
small
cats. Dogs or cats. Yeah.
They were
full-size cats.
Size of cats.
Big cats.
Our drummer made a trail of peanuts and lured a squirrel into our hotel room.
Into the bathroom.
All the way in the back, like almost all the way into the bathroom.
So the squirrel would come in, grab a nut that was closest, and then go back outside.
And
then go further and get the next nut and go all the way back out. Until he went all the way into the back into the bathroom, and then he closed the door on him, right?
Yeah, no, he didn't close the door because I told him not to. He was going to trap him, but I was like, no, he's going to bug out and hurt himself.
But then he was just chilling. I
didn't want a squirrel to get hurt. No squirrels were hurt in the making of this story.
I have the video.
Oh my God. It was so...
I should find it.
I was peeing my pants laughing. I was laughing so hard. And Joshua Morley Hammond, I did want to pet the squirrel. It was so cute.
Wait, didn't Glitta feed him a
He fed it out of his hand.
No,
then he was going... We had like styrofoam containers of like food we got the night before. And it was like opening, like cracking the styrofoam off and pulling. He grabbed the whole French fry.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was eating like a whole French fry out of it. It was so weird. It was so funny though. I'm telling you, it was really, really funny. It doesn't sound that funny when I'm telling you, but it was
hilarious.
So funny.
Yeah, that's a good one, dude. Way to pull that one out of the memory bank.
Dude, that's one of the few things I remember. I have a terrible memory, but that's really funny. Mysterious, I have not played Outer Worlds. I watched a couple of videos of it. I feel like it plays like a little slow for me, but I'm thinking about it.
What's your stance on D&D, you nerd?
Guys, this is another one that's going to drop. Like, we're going to drop another 10.
All right, we got 61 right now.
We're going to go to 50. 50. I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons person. So I actually have DM'd as well as I play in a campaign right now. So yep. See, bye Neo. But I'm a big D&D fan. For sure. And Wolf, I was just talking about Borderlands 3. Big Borderlands. Me and Nick have been playing a lot of Borderlands together. Here's a good question. Shippy asks, do we like Linkin Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
When I grew up, I listened to mostly rap music when I was a kid. I grew up in a pretty urban environment, and most of my friends listened to rap, so that's what I listened to. I always make the joke I didn't know white people made music until I was in like 7th grade. And Linkin Park was one of those bands because they had rapping in it. It was for me, it was really them and Rage Against the Machine and Deftones. Because they had like that kind of rappy, like rhythmic, almost talking vocals. I was able to kind of bridge the gap from listening to just exclusively rap and hip hop and got into like metal and rock and stuff like that. So Linkin Park was a huge influence for me. And yeah, definitely, you guys are right, and rest in peace, Chester, like for sure. That dude, and it's not just me, right? The impact that he's had on anybody around, especially particularly around our age, it changed music, literally changed music. So, sad loss, man.
Would you rap in a song? Yes, you would.
He wants me to.
You will.
I got bars, dude.
Days. Also,
I just wrote a rappy part for the new song,
Well,
and he doesn't like it. So,
well, it's because it needs to be faster, and that was already too fast.
maybe I'll do it. We'll see.
We'll see. But also, have you ever played Final Fantasy? Yeah.
Final Fantasy is my favorite gaming franchise. Akinaru's waifu. I have played every Final Fantasy. I played Tactics. I played Crystal Quest. I've played. I played every.
Our manager's asking how it went.
We're
still going.
Glad things were done. I played every Final Fantasy, and I love all of them. I mean, obviously, everybody says 7 is their favorite. 7 is up there for me. X is up there, 10. And I've even played 14, the MMO version. So I played all of them, and I love all of them. All right, we're gonna take a couple more. I'm not gonna freestyle. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. I have to write it. We're gonna take a couple more, and then we'll call it, you guys. But let's take a couple more.
Half-Life is the OG for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We love Half-Life.
Yep.
For sure. I haven't played that in so long. No, I cannot freestyle. I'm not that good, guys. I have to write it. What platforms do we game on? PCs for both of us. I have a PlayStation as well.
Yeah, I don't really do too much.
I have an Xbox, but I don't really use it. I prefer PlayStation. So PlayStation and PC mainly. Those are our two main platforms. Yes, Die One Up. Yes, I like Nate Dogg. I was actually, again, rest in peace, legend. I was just having a conversation about how just badass Nate Dogg is and how gangster he was yesterday. Actually, it's funny you bring him up, but yeah. And Death Stranding, I don't know,
Coach.
I don't know. We're the jury is out on whether or not I'm gonna play Death Stranding. User 06, Steam and Epic Games actually right now. I'm downloading off of both platforms. Felix76 asks, since you mentioned Diablo 4, have you played Overwatch by any chance? Yes, I do play Overwatch. I'm a Lucio main. I have, for whatever reason, I'm really good with Torbjorn, even though I hate playing him because he's cheap. I really am I play support and healer, so I'm a Mercy or a Lucio main, generally speaking. Lucio is my favorite. And there's actually a young lady who was in our last stream who I'm actually talking. I'm going to talk to her about trying to see if maybe we're going to stream some Overwatch together. So keep an eye for that. Opinions on what music is nowadays to before. Okay, this is a good one to kind of wrap stuff up on, I think. 115835 asked that. I think music now gets kind of a bad rap.
I was just going to say, music is indicative of the era. And
it's also
a reflection of the times, right?
And it's also the industry. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, you see I take shits on the music industry a lot, and I'm sure it probably doesn't help our career, but I don't particularly care. The music industry has decided what they think you guys will and will not listen to. That's what it boils down to. They think if they pump enough money into something, they put it on the radio, and they make you listen to it twice every hour, eventually it will get in your head, and you will just listen to it. I think that the music industry treats people, particularly fans of music, as though they're stupid, as if they can't choose for themselves what they like, and that they need to have everything that exists in the world curated to them. They're
decided by a select few of cool kids.
The cool kids get to tell everybody else what music is good. And that's the dumbest shit in the known universe. Because I don't know how school or growing up has changed. But when I was a kid, the cool kids weren't into music. The cool kids were, you know, football players and cheerleaders, or, you know, they were the jocks, they were the sports people. The music nerds were, you know, the band nerds, which was me. We were picked on. The people who were really into music. And then like somebody grows up and becomes popular, and they get to decide like what music is good. We are now Lonely Potato says we are not Karens. No, we're not.
We are not.
We are not Karens. We're not Karens. We're not Lindas. We're not Steves and Jeffs and Chads is the one I'm looking for. And some of us are, but we're still not. I'm pretty anti-music industry, and I think there's a lot of really, really good music that comes around, and there's a lot of really, really talented musicians who are making really, really brilliant music, and they never get anywhere because they don't have some kind of stupid ass song that you're gonna. It's not a club banger, so it's not gonna, and it doesn't say the same thing 66 times in a row, so it's not gonna get embedded in your head in a way that they can make some shitty, you know, 2019 rap song that just says the same 6 words 18 times. And there's brilliant rappers out there. Like I think of people like Anderson .Paak, or obviously everybody knows about Kendrick Lamar. Like, and then you hear some stupid club stupid song that's what they want to push. So there's a lot of really, really great musicians out there, and they're making really, really great music. I just think that the centralization of music being so industrialized, and what they've decided can be profitable being such a slim in the box selection of what exists in the world, is what makes us not get exposed to good music. But the good thing is it's out there. You know, I see brilliant people all the time. You know, at our show alone, our release show, the opener, he goes by Roken, and then the second act was a dude by Marco, who I think we're actually looking to maybe do a song with Marco.
Is it AUX?
AUX. We had never seen either of them live before. We heard their songs that were available online, and I was blown away by both of them. And, you know, I don't know.
Great musicians, really good at their craft.
Super energetic.
And they're young.
And they're young, and they're polished.
Yeah.
And so check them out. But, like, I think there's great music everywhere, and I think we just have to support each other, and I think we have to try and take the power back away from some old stuffed shirt white dude sitting in his ivory tower collecting a $10 million salary a year trying to tell you what rap music you want to hear. That's ridiculous to me. And that's how it goes. So take the power back. You know, don't support these stupid industry companies. And we intend to push that as we go forward. If we ever have the opportunity, if we continue to grow and we have the opportunity to give exposure to small artists who we think are talented, I will give the pledge now that that's what we're going to do. But yeah, would you team up with Brendan Urie if you got the chance? No. Yeah, of course. Brendan Urie is a legend, dude. Anytime you get the chance to work with somebody who's that prolific and successful, you do it, because at the very least, you learn a lot. Both Nick and I understand that we have a lot to learn, and somebody like Brendan would be a wealth of information. So I think anybody who's had that level of success, we would probably check out. But yeah. So anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up. We did an hour and a half. You guys were awesome. We don't want to take up too much of your time. Again, you can get the hat at our merch store. This is literally the hat from our merch store. If you want to chat with us all the time, you know, you guys were asking us to stay. If you want to chat with us all the time, join our Discord channel. We hop in there all the time. Nick's definitely in there more than I am. I'm going to try and be better about that. I have to turn my notifications back on and stuff. I was writing and not doing that, but hop in the Discord. We chat in there all the time. The description is in this chat 100 times. It's also in every video on our YouTube channel, and I believe on the front page of our actual channel on YouTube. Or just tweet at me and ask me for it. But again, follow us on all these different channels, you know, YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff. Obviously Instagram, make sure to follow us as 8 Grades NYC on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to follow, 2 other things. Follow the 9th. If you go to our Spotify page, if you go to 8 Grades Spotify, I have a playlist there. It's called the 9th. I kind of curate it. I do it like every week or 2 weeks. I update it. It has music that I'm listening to, music from people that are our friends that we like. So give that a follow if you want to hear some new stuff. Also, Muij was in our buddy Fred.
Moy.
Moy?
It's Moy. You said it in there, yeah.
I've been pronouncing this kid's name wrong for like 5 years.
At least, yeah. It's Moy.
Moy.
Mooj.
Our buddy Fred. I don't know. I don't call him by his last name. He did a remix of Cold World for us, and we're going to be releasing that on December 6th. So keep an eye out for that. The instrumentals are going to be coming out. It looks like January. Glitta was texting us as we're going, so it looks like January.
Yeah.
And then again, so Cold World remix is coming out December 6th. Keep an eye out for that. It sounds awesome. It's really cool. You guys will really like it. Follow the 9th playlist on Spotify and follow us on Spotify if you don't already. 8 Graves NYC on Instagram, 8 Graves NYC on Twitter. Instrumentals in January. And we've already started writing the next batch of songs. So they're coming.
They are.
Probably won't release another
do some more right after stream.
Yeah, probably won't release them until like February, but would be my guess. The music industry kind of shuts down for between Thanksgiving and like Groundhog Day. So yeah, make sure you share with your friends. We have 30,000 subscribers right now. If everybody gets one of their friends to subscribe, we have 60.
And well, to close the stream, like we did last time, I would like the chat to do me a favor, if you guys can. Can I get some F's in chat, please?
He loves this. Neo saw it coming.
He knew it. He knew it was coming.
Neo saw it coming.
F, 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 F.
There we go.
F, F, F.
Whoa,
there we go.
Whoa, whoa.
Love it.
That's his favorite thing.
Spam it. Do it.
Spamming F's. Spamming F's.
I can't wait till we have Twitch where we can do like our own emotes and stuff.
Oh, we're gonna have that soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna have that soon.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out.
30K.
Thank you for 30K. Thank you for all the F's. Thank you for being generally awesome people and creative and brilliant and kind and smart and fun and engaging and attentive and supportive. You're all awesome. All right. We love you very much. We'll talk to you soon. And like I said, if you want to keep hanging and chatting with us, just join Discord. We'll see you there. All right.
See ya.
Later, guys.